Hi survivors, it's me Represent reporting once again to you. You guys, I just want to talk to everybody briefly about developing, if you haven't already, basic survival skills. We are in an era where this soon will be the only way that we will all survive because of all of the mandates, I have to say allegedly, on this platform, and all of the things that we're facing now with the inflation, the shrinkflation, the economy, the unfortunate loss of lives, the losses of jobs, the losses of income, the losses of housing, like I said, losses of employment. There's so many losses, and I feel like we're approaching a time, or if not now, we're in that time of having to know and having to have basic survival skills in order to survive these days and times. We can no longer afford, you have to excuse my hair, we can no longer afford to continuously depend on this failing system. The reason why most of us are in the predicament that we are in now because we have depended on the system. And now we're seeing what it's doing for us. Nothing. Nothing at all. It's failing all of us. I don't know why a lot of us ever depended on it to begin with. We've seen in throughout history many of times of what this system and what people in power have done to people. We've seen it. So I don't know how we developed amnesia all of a sudden and thought that, oh, okay, everything's gonna be all right. We could depend on these people to feed us. We could depend on these people to feed our families. We could depend on their housing. We could depend on their products. We could depend that they're going to continuously have food in the stores. We can depend on they're going to continuously provide transportation. We can just depend on everything. We don't have to worry about making sure that we have everything that we need on our own. We don't have to worry about getting land. We don't have to worry about building our own home on our land or having a homestead. We don't have to worry about growing our own garden, having our own vegetables. We don't have to worry about producing food for ourselves. We're going to just depend on the system. Now look. And for some of us, this could be a blessing in disguise for us to get off this system and start being and staying self-reliant, and to teach our children to not depend on the system, but to be self-reliant. It's the only way. It's the only way we're going to survive. The water, I'm talking about the water out the faucet, and I can't elaborate what I really want to say on this platform. All I can continue to tell you guys, make sure you have something to purify your water. Watch your water like you're watching the weather, and smell it. I already have videos about it. Make sure you're purifying your water. The food, a lot of y'all should already know what's going on with the food supply. We have to develop basic survival skills and teach our children these basic survival skills in order to survive now, these days and times. We have to. So when we're talking about basic survival skills are techniques that a person may use in order to sustain life in any type of natural environment or built environment. These techniques are meant to provide basic necessities for human life, which include water, food, and shelter. Building a fire. A fire can keep us warm, it wards off predators, and it provides heat and also provide for cooking. Creating potable water. Foraging our food. Tying knots. Making a weapon. Building a shelter. Basic first aid kit. Fishing and trapping. Learning what plants can be eaten and what plants cannot. Learning what plants are medicinal or for medicine and what herbs are for medicine and what plants are not. learning how to fight, learning how to defend yourself, learning how to shoot, learning how to cut. See, if you are just a prepper and all you do is just store a lot of stuff and you don't train and get your body together and read and get your mind together, you're in trouble. I know a lot of people in the prepping community, they just believe in stacking it to the rafters. Let's stack it to the rafters. Let's stack it to the rafters. That's just one part of prepping, which is important as well. But sometimes even preppers who stack it to the rafter, myself included, have lost a lot of preps in natural disasters and floods and hurricanes and in tornadoes. And if you don't have your preps, then what do? Do you have a backup plan? Have you ever thought about that? What do? Would you know how to go out there and trap and hunt and fish and do the things that it takes to provide food for yourself and your families? Y'all, these are the times. The times are now. We really past time. We never thought in a million years that what we're facing and what we're dealing with now, we'll have to be dealing with now in our lifetime. Y'all, people, millions of people have lost work just in the last 24 hours alone with these mandates. Had to walk off their jobs or end up getting terminated from their jobs because they refused certain mandates. And it's one of the hardest things in life is going without income. But we've gotten so used to being on the grid till we feel like that's the only way for us to survive. And it's not. It's not. We're going to have to go back to how we were many years ago and surviving. And like I said, it might be a blessing in disguise. You guys, stay vigilant. Please keep your body and your health together and your mental health. There's no prepping without a strong mind. There's no prepping and surviving without a strong body. I tell you guys all the time, I've been in situations where I had to fight or flight, especially natural disasters in Houston, Texas. Been in Harvey, Hurricane Trina, this last one, Ida. I mean, back to back. We're kind of used to it. So that's how a lot of us develop prepping skills in Texas, because of all of those natural disasters. And sometimes we had to just leave with the clothes on our backs and whatever we had on our feet. Sometimes we didn't have none because the water would didn't even have shoes on our feet, because we'd be laying down, sleeping in the middle of the night, and the water started rising, and we had to flee. We couldn't pack things and things like that. Even lost a lot of vehicles like that. And had we not been able to walk long distances, run, and be able to use our physical bodies to survive, we wouldn't have been able to survive it. So make sure you either walking every day, you're working out, even if you walk in your house, walk in place in your house or back and forth for 20 or 30 minutes. Exercise, stretch your body, do things to help your mind, read, pray, meditate, yoga, whatever it takes, because it's time. Keep surviving. ZanHero.com.